Greetings, everyone. We want to welcome you today to the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. I'm your host, Latasha J. Humphrey, founder of the Flora Pearl Foundation Incorporated, and I'm super pumped to get into this podcast today. The podcast today is entitled, Are You an Ally? And so before we get started, I want to introduce my beautiful co-host, Miss Destiny McCarter.
Hey.
Woo-woo! And Miss Nisaa Muhammad.
Hey, everybody.
All right. So, as always, before we get started, we definitely want to have a moment of silence. And so, Nisaa, if you'll go ahead and introduce that for us.
Absolutely. Our moment of silence this week is so heavy, everyone. So, actress and singer Naya Rivera, unfortunately, her body was recovered from Lake Peru. And unfortunately, she did end up drowning. If you read the articles and everything, apparently, and her son said in the report that his mom had just enough strength to throw him over the boat before she disappeared underwater. So our moment of silence is for Naya Rivera and the Rivera family. Also for Congressman John Lewis. He passed away from pancreatic cancer. John Lewis was a U.S. representative for Georgia's 5th Congressional District. He served 17 years in the House, but before that, he was on the front lines trying to end Jim Crow laws. And interesting fact, he was among the original 13 Freedom Riders, so that is pretty cool. And then also for Reverend C.T. Vivian, he as well passed away the same day as Congressman Lewis. He was an American minister and another frontline personnel in the civil rights movement. So we want to give them a moment of silence and honor them all for their contributions to the world of TV and theater, to the world of, as a whole, to the entire movement of the civil rights movement.
All right, ladies. And so as we go into, the rest of our podcast, and of course, this episode, I want to start out, though, with the How You Feeling, Sis? So, Destiny, how you feeling, sis? And give us that song title. That's what we want, of How You Feeling.
Grateful. I'm pretty sure that's a song.
Yes.
It is. Everything that's, transpired over the weekend, I'm very grateful. So, that's where I'm at.
I like that.
All right.
Yeah, I like that one. A song title today, I guess we'll do Destiny's Child's not Destiny's Child, who was it? I Will Survive. I can't think of who sings that song, but yeah, I Will Survive. We'll go with that one.
Okay.
Ms. Humphrey?
So for me, I will say the song, I heard it and I got out and I was riding today, and so I got to listen to it. But I guess it's a new song. I don't know if he released it maybe just recent, Rounds by August Alsina. Have you all heard that yet? I like the beat and everything, and just, his singing in it. So it's been pretty cool. So pretty chill. So I'll say for that, for me, because I think within it too, I mean, he talks about kind of just, even rebuilding and repping for, where he's from. So I think that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
So we want to get into our What's Really Real. So, all right, Nisaa, be kind to us this week, please.
Nothing about it was fine.
You said it was?
Disclaimer out there. I feel like everything about this week is heavy. And I guess okay because it was lightweight last week.
What probably, huh?
I
She coming with the the gut wrenching.
Yeah, like, okay.
I have to give it to y'all. Like, you know, of course, I'm all good news, but I'm all for real in real life. Like, you got to sometimes give people what's the real so they know what's going on around them. I know, Destiny, but, you know, don't shoot the messenger.
Can we know what's fake? Is that
Wait a minute. Can we get the fake news? We don't want the real stuff. Well, it's too heavy. It's too heavy. Look.
Okay, well, next week I'll give y'all rainbows and butterflies. Today, unfortunately, I have a dose of reality for y'all. We have to deal with this stuff, okay?
Okay, fine. Let's not prolong it.
Okay, here's what we'll do this week. We will bring out the topic. I'll tell you a little bit about it, and then what we'll do is we'll give a comment each and let it be what it is, okay? The gag is that's how we always do it. Okay, so what's going on this week? We'll start with light with some light work, and that's what I'm considering him light work. The Georgia governor, Brian Kemp, is suing Atlanta's mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, over the fact that she wants the state of Georgia to wear masks. She wants, people in the state of Georgia and Atlanta to wear masks outside, which is what, a mandate right now anyways? So yes, he is suing, basically saying that she's making the transition harder for everyone to go back to work. It's impacting people's work lives and things like that, which I don't understand. But I mean, hey, come.
So, well, you know, I'm just saying.
Like I said,
so he's suing her directly, like, and what it's kind of like you're making it hard, and okay, is she not making sure everyone's safe? Which is what I would think the governor would be doing. I'm missing something, but okay, clearly.
You know, yeah. You know, common sense ain't cheap. Everybody cannot afford to pay that hefty price. So, you know, those people we consider light work. Natural selection will do its job for us. Okay. So the state of Michigan, and I'm from Ohio, so I'm just going to let y'all have that. The state of Michigan bans using dangerous restraints on children at a youth center after the unfortunate and I think overdone passing of a 16-year-old named Cornelius Fredericks. He went into cardiac arrest after 7 staff members at a Kalamazoo facility decided to restrain him. 16 years old, young boy, 7 grown adults, probably men, because
my question, why was that ever a thing? Why was it ever okay to be having this type of thing going on? No comment.
Yeah,
no, none.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to say this is the heaviest one, y'all. And a moment of silence, a random moment of silence, and of course, always thoughts and prayers for her family. Our good sister, Breonna Taylor, new information has come out pertaining to her murder. So apparently, she was alive for at least 5 minutes after she was shot, but she didn't receive any type of medical attention for at least 50 minutes before she died. So, in short, she didn't have to die.
I mean, it's a lot of things leading up to why she didn't have to die, even outside of this 5 minutes. So, you know, yeah. I mean, it shouldn't even led up to 5 minutes. Like, her shouldn't even led up to her being shot, of course. So, yeah, it was so many things prior to her not having to die. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Yes. Destiny? No comment? Okay. So on Friday, Father and son Gregory and Travis McMichael, along with William Bryanson, pled, get this, y'all, not guilty to the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. Not guilty.
Not surprised.
Listen, that screams privilege. That screams privilege. So, yes. So, the men are looking at currently 9 felony charges. So, a count of malice murder, 4 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count of false imprisonment, and then a count of criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. I mean, at least one of those got to be, if you say you're not guilty, at least one of those have to apply. But again, that privilege.
I'm just curious about their lawyers' thought process, because it's like, okay, there's all this evidence against my client, and yet I'm still going to let them plead not guilty. That's just, I guess that's his job or her job, but yeah.
I mean, when you have a video.
Yeah,
I mean, well, and it's almost like it is that privilege, because there have been plenty of other times we've seen videos too. So, hey, and let's try to see if this will work. It's worked before.
It has. And I want to encourage, and I guess put a pressure on whoever's handling this case to even consider the fact that there's a video. There should be no more privilege extended to people who are knowingly committing, I'm not even going to say racial offenses, because I know y'all don't see color and all lives matter and all that good stuff. Y'all don't see color. That's fine. What I'm saying is there should be a punishment for people who knowingly commit murder. Black, white, pink, green, orange, polka dot. There should be some type of punishment. Y'all let Dylan Roof walk. Gave the man a burger. And he was in a church. This man was running around his neighborhood. There should absolutely be no leniency towards that.
I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying. What I am saying is the fact that it took them that long to even arrest them. It took there wasn't a few months or so. And then they arrested them or something. Like, it wasn't it happened and then they got arrested. It's only because it became kind of worldwide. Like, it became known. That's when it happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm sure if there wasn't such an outrage about it,
exactly,
and noise, they would have been off scot-free without even plead anything.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It just reveals more and more. It's like COVID has done a lot. That's what COVID has done in so many ways. Revealed and exposed things that it's on different levels. You can't, just different stuff comes out all the time. It's kind of like, okay, it exposed the disparities in this and exposes, the racism in this. And it's not that it hasn't been happening. And I think, Will Smith has been quoted in saying that racism is not getting worse, it's being recorded. Like what you just said, Destiny, like, it's because of the outrage and that, it was recorded.
Yeah. That was one, I'm sorry. That one really just, the nerve. Okay. So.
I still want them to be brought to justice. I do. I want justice to be served in some way. You can't just kill a human being like they are an animal that you're hunting for gain. Like, you can't do that and it be okay. Like, you shouldn't, and it needs to be some justice in this, because you're you're not even if you want to say, you're not even an authority figure to try to shoot somebody like that.
Right. The nerve.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Because this is doing.
I know, we're going to decompress. Okay, so I told you I was a little happy. We're going to bring some little light.
Please do.
To the situation. So, yes. So, I love y'all for real. Last year, that saying took off, right? I love us for real. That's the saying that took off. When Monique took to social media and decided that she was going to call out Netflix for being discriminating against her based on color and gender. So Monique, she's a comedian, she's an actress. She, hey, Professor Ogilvy, she's a gem.
Yes.
To the world of movies, to the stage of comedy. And so last year, she took to social media, explaining and calling out Netflix for discriminating against her. And in reaction, Monique filed a lawsuit against them for illegally, basically banning her, retaliating against her for speaking out. And so she went ahead and she said in the lawsuit and the report that, first of all, she was only offered $500,000 for the special.
Mm-hmm.
Monique is an OG. For real, her list is long. You know what I mean?
True.
So that's just outright disrespectful for anyone who's been in the game as long as she had. So, yeah, she went on to say that, her counterparts, Amy Schumer, get paid 10 times that amount. So it's more than just her being, a female. Now it's, okay, you're black as well. So she went ahead and called them out, and so they went ahead and started retaliating against her, and they tried to have her case thrown out. Unfortunately for them, a federal court ruled that she had accurate information to go ahead and press for the lawsuit. And not only that, they're going ahead and things are going to the next phase. So that is a win for sure. And I hope that Miss Monique gets all her flowers while she's still able to smell them, for sure.
Agreed. Yeah. She definitely is legendary. And I say, hey, pay her. Pay her what she's worth. Yeah. Nobody's saying that whoever's new or even of another color isn't good either in what they do. It's just that why can't we, why are we still doing this in 2020?
Right.
So.
Exactly. And it's something y'all like us to do, entertain y'all.
Well, so, that's what I'm saying. Pay me. What's wrong? I'm giving you the show. I'm doing the dance. Let's do it.
I'm wondering what the world would be like if we weren't around as entertainers.
You said what now?
I said, I wonder what the world would be like if we weren't around as entertainers.
See, don't start this, then. Could you say, This is facts.
I got answers for you. I got answers for you.
I wonder. Look. Good question. Like they do on Family. No, they say good answer. That's what it is. But I'm saying good question.
All I have to say is y'all welcome. Now respect is like y'all welcome. Because y'all welcome.
Right.
We'll all go to Diddy's channel. What you mean? We'll all be on Diddy's network.
Woo! Good.
This topic, y'all.
Yeah, let's go. Let's keep it moving.
Oh, we wrote that too. Okay, go ahead, Destiny.
Oh, it's on me. So this week our topic is about being an ally. Ms. Humphrey brought up this topic, and when she explained that to us about how she met ally, it really is a great topic for us to discuss, especially in this climate that we're in with everything that's going on. And so Ms. Humphrey explained to us how would you define an ally?
Well, and I want to be, I guess, correct in what I say, when I think about it. But an ally basically is someone who is not a part of a marginalized group that works to support, to uplift and work towards justice for that group. And so when you say you're an ally, when I think about that, it's someone who is on my side. They're on my team. They are supporting me. And I feel like someone who, just like I just said, like you'll speak up and when you're not, you don't have to be a part of, say, we say black and white groups. So if you are a part of a white group, then you speak up for the black group and be, when we talk about the whole anti-racism, that you really practice that. And so when things are said or done, you basically would represent for the other group just as you would for yourself. That's how I think about it. Or you would even want someone to do for you. How about that?
Yeah. Lisa, do you have anything you want to like put in there about what an ally is?
I mean, I agree with everything Ms. Humphrey said. Yeah, it's like right or wrong, tried or true. Like, you say you with me, whether or not this affects you personally, you say you with me, be with me. Excuse me. I think, yeah. Because another word for an ally is a friend. When you think of a friend or a companion, you think of someone who would go to the ends of the earth for you, who would do for you what you would do for them, who wouldn't want to see you hurting. So, yeah.
Definitely. I definitely agree with both of you on that. So how can we identify, like, with everything that's going on, there are some people who will act like they'll be an ally with the quotation marks around it, But how can we identify those people who are really on our side? Like, what do they look like? Who do they look like? Like, how can we identify them in a genuine ally?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really think about someone who you show it in your actions. People can talk a good talk, but when you back it up, to me, then that's when I really see where your heart is, your intentions are. I feel like in that way, like that's when you really see it. So not just someone who, say in our conversation, if we're talking to each other, you say, oh, I'm this to you. I really see it when it's in front of other people, and when really kind of when things hit the fan, like where you at? Like, are you for me or against? Because it's either or for me. Like, I don't do the you straddling. It's pretty much like either you're for me or you're against me, and that's just how it is, because that's how I am. I'm loyal in that way, and I'm either you'll know, because even for the people who I really don't rock with anymore, like they know that, and I don't have to tell other people, but they know that we not really for each other or whatever. I don't wish no harm, but you know what I mean? So I'm like, if I'm for you, you'll know I'm for you, because I'm going to show that. And that's what I would expect for someone who, if you're an ally and that's what you say you are, say for black people, even in the midst. And it's not just the post. Like, I get that too. Like, people are like, oh, well, this person posts. You can post all day long, but what are you doing for real? Like, do we see in your actions, say for some of these companies, your boards, are you really forming boards that are diverse? And what's your plan? 5-10-year plan. Like, what do you plan to do to really show support? So I think like I see it out of what you do consistently too, not just when it's hot. Because, Black Lives Matter, you see a lot because it's hot. Like, we hot right now, as it relates to like, oh, I support. And I will hope it continues. Don't get me wrong. I'm optimistic in thinking that, and that's just because that's me. I want things to be better, but I want to see people consistently doing it, and not just because it's the hot thing to do in the moment.
Yeah. Side note with that one, can y'all also please, to the women of different races and ethnicities out there, can y'all please stop talking about how, like the signs, have y'all seen them? I have a mixed son, so Black Lives Matter, or I like to sleep with black men, so that is not, first of all, it's mockery and disrespectful, okay?
Well, who got it?
Nobody's business. There are signs out there, Miss Humphrey.
I just see.
There are signs.
Go ahead, dear.
There are signs, tweets. And I know most of it is just like, kids being kids, but it's also like that is dehumanizing too. We are not just sex objects and fetishes for y'all. You're actually the problem too. Now you the problem too. So now you see color if you see your black son enough to say that you're doing black men.
Right.
And that's not a throw to none of my biracial babies. I love y'all too. But I'm saying, if you're not an ally, you're not an ally. Just because you mix purple and pink and come up with red don't make you red in real life. You purple or you pink. So, yeah. That's, yeah.
I'm still with the sign. I'm sorry. What
there
in the world? Like,
there are tweets like, the Beckys mean it, okay? Or the Karens, I'm sorry.
You know, people will believe that just because you have a relationship or you had a relationship with another race, that automatically makes you an ally, when it doesn't. Because you can be doing whatever you're doing and still not respect where that person comes from or their heritage or any of that. So it's not, that doesn't make you an automatic ally. Like, it doesn't.
Agreed. And that's the thing. Like, what is it, a pass? I you know, even with that, I think when people tend to say those things, or it's like, so you get a pass in doing certain things or saying certain things because you are affiliated. Like, that doesn't make it okay. You know, even sometimes whether using an N-word or different things like that, like, people want to, you know, feel as though they can't. I've seen different things, you know, and it's kind of like, that doesn't, no, like, yeah, I can't, you know, like I said, even with that, like the song, you would go to that length, like you just said, about dehumanizing, or you're making it where just because you're connected in some way, like that gives you some type of, I don't know, status, or just like you were saying, like it makes you an ally. Like it doesn't by no means does it. So, and that's why I was like, you know, be able to redefine that and see where, for the people who'll get it, of course. But I feel like those are people too you need to check. Like, no. And who told you that? That's the thing. Like, where'd you get that from? Because we didn't say it.
We didn't say it. And over 60 years ago, y'all wouldn't be caught out loud sleeping with a black man. So,
yeah, I'm going to need them to not do that. I don't. Right. That's why I said, so it's hot now. Yeah, everybody, but I've heard people say that, but of course now, like, even with putting it out there like that, like, okay. And it's like, my thing is, in that point, then make sure your children are prepared. That's what you need to be doing. Making sure they're prepared to handle, since we want to say, you know, whatever, handle the fact that no matter how you see them, that when other people outside of your home or your family or however see them, and in some ways I know, like, some families, they don't receive them. But I'm saying making sure, like, your children are prepared before you're trying to justify, you know, some kind of way, like, you are down, because, yeah, I can't, no. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. That is respect.
It really is.
Yeah. Absolutely. So let me see here. Let me ask y'all a question, because we're on allyship, which Miss Humphrey told me is a real word, y'all. You know, you learn something new every day. It's one of those words you don't use, so you think you're making it up when you say it. Like, you know, expeditiously, entanglement, surprise, you know, all that.
Don't go to lean on me. Look. Expeditiously, you know.
The entanglement that she got.
See, I looked that word up though. I did look the word up. I don't want to get into it, but
we're gonna do a little spoof about it. Anyway, so let's talk about some white guilt, y'all. So white guilt basically is like, y'all ever been with all your cousins or your siblings playing and somebody breaks something and only that person get in trouble, and then you get that feeling like, oh, I'm mad that their parent is mad at them type of thing, or like I feel a way that their parent is upset. I know you didn't, Destiny.
No, if one person got in trouble, everybody in
now
trouble.
this is, yeah. And it was so much so that when we were out, like I remember having one of my uncles specifically say to my cousins and I, like literally, that if one of us got into a fight, like we weren't supposed to just let that person get into a fight. Like we were supposed to stand up for them. And he was like, everybody need to come back beat up. Like it can't just be. I was like, so you hoping like your cousins are like, don't start today because nobody's trying to fight because we can't go back or we gonna get in trouble.
I'm not supposed to be here. Stop. Well, okay. Horrible example.
I'm just saying. Yeah, we didn't get no breaks on that. It's like no. All of y'all getting in trouble. Yeah, new example. We talk about the black children growing up. That's what we saying.
I was thinking about a different thing, a different type of people. Anyway, so, you know. So anyways, white guilt, I'm just tell y'all what it is. White guilt is basically when white people do something or they're an ally because they feel bad, right? So they're just like, oh, I feel bad slavery happened. Let me release this emotion by shopping at a black store or by taking a photo with a spray can and spray painting Black Lives Matter, right? That. So that's white guilt. Trying to make yourself feel better, or even protesting. So it's trying to make yourself feel better for the generational traumas that black people have dealt with and people of color have dealt with by doing something. And so I'll have a question. Does white guilt automatically make you an ally? Because, I mean, you do feel bad, so you're doing something about it, right?
I think that's disingenuous to an extent, though, because if you're only doing it to make yourself feel better about the situation, then you're not really concerned about us. You're concerned about you. That's a good personal agenda. Like, you can't, it's not, oh, I feel bad and I need to make sure I don't feel bad anymore, so I'm going to go and I'm going to go help do this and that because I don't want to feel bad anymore. Then that's not real. That's not genuine help. Like, you don't want to really help me. You're trying to take care of you.
Yeah. No, that's great. I agree totally with what Destiny said on that. It's that's a you thing. That's you trying to, make yourself feel good. And so, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So the question that you asked about, does it make you one? No, not automatically. No. Because it could be for a moment and trust. Like even some of the nonprofits, if you're donating, you get to write it off. Like, come on. Like even I'm just saying. I mean, I've had friends like different, like they'll be looking for places to donate because it's like I need the tax write off. I'm just, and I'm not saying let all people who are white that you're doing it for that. I'm saying if that is for whomever's using that. To try to say, well, I did that. And so you want to get credit? You want to get brownie points for that? It's like, no. Right. If it was just like Destiny said, if it's something in your heart, and only you know your intentions. So that's what I'm saying. So we can't judge that. But what I say, too, is what are you consistently doing that's not just for your benefit even? Like, are you helping and you don't get a write-off on it? And I'm talking about you genuinely doing it because you want to see progression and not just you that one and done. Like it's like, okay, let me invest. Say you invest in 50 children to do whatever, and we want to see them through to graduate if they want to go to college, if they want to start a business. What are you consistently doing for them? If that's who you choose, if you choose that. And I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying that let your heart speak and you'll be able to see if it's real. To label yourself as an ally.
It would be like, so it'd be wild, just, I'm going to do this because I feel bad, and then you go and you help support the systematic racism that happens. It's like, you can't ignore things that are going on daily. Because for a moment, you're like, oh, well, I helped for a moment, and so now I'm going to go back to my regular life. Like, it has to be something that you're doing, like Ms. Humphrey said, consistently, in order for it to be an allyship for real. Like, and that's just, it's not an automatic thing. Like, you have to work for that.
It's good. And that's a good way to say you gotta work for that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And it's almost like, for those of y'all who may still be confused, like, well, how do I know if it's one or the other? If you're questioning it, you know what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And,
you know.
And this is the deal, right? You know, just like you say, you know what it is. So my thing is, let's not act as though certain privileges haven't been given because of the color of your skin. Like, recognize those privileges. Like, you shouldn't have to really be told that you receive certain privileges because, for example, in this country, if you are white, I know not all, right? But there are certain privileges that are there. And so I think, like, too, like, even when you think about articles, like, we all can go on the internet and look up different stuff. So it's like, if you can go up and look and get the information, you don't necessarily have to come and ask someone, say a black person, what can I do? Or, just how can I, am I being one if I do this? Just like you just said, Nisaa, if you feeling some type of way, you're probably not.
Yeah.
Like, look up information just like we all do. And we have so much at our fingertips now to look up, get that information, and really see where you are experiencing, certain things, or where you have experienced it, and really call it out. Like, call it out even to yourself, So.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if you really want to know what it is that black people want, think about all the rights you want. The ones you had. Same thing. We'd really like to, be able to drive home. I'm just saying. That would be beautiful. So, think about what you want. We ain't asking for too much, are we?
Never.
So, yeah. So there is, what did you say, Dad?
About where we at, you would think we asked for a kidney.
What you say from everybody?
Get me started. All the black girls missing and organs. That's not get me started. Okay. See. Anyway, so there's a quote, because y'all know I will go on a tangent. Okay. There's a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that says, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." And it made me think about a scenario. So what do you guys think about when you read that quote, when you hear it?
I think of a scenario too. I mean, I can imagine being in a bully situation, my friend is standing right there and watching me being picked on, watching me being talked about, watching me being beat up on and humiliated, embarrassed and all this. And they don't say anything, but they're my friend. But it comes time to really show what a friend is, you're not really stepping in to help me. And like, how would you feel walking away from a situation knowing that your friend was right there while you were being beat up on, and yet you still have a black eye and a bloody nose, Yeah. This doesn't sit right with me.
You want to send me a list, Destiny?
See?
No. Well, that's a scenario.
She giving it simple.
I said it was a scenario. It didn't happen to me like that.
Okay.
We still talking about that list today. Nisaa, leave the list alone,
I'm
okay?
Sorry. Y'all don't play that. I'm sorry. Y'all.
She gave an example. She led with that, didn't she? This was a scenario. That's what she said. She led with scenario, and she said, "Give me a list."
Her voice was so soothing. I got into the tail, and I'm sorry. Okay. All right.
That baby can't say nothing that's related to. She said, "This is a scenario."
She wouldn't be the one sitting around watching me get beat up. And I mean,
this is great. She's your ally, friend, sister, like, for real, right? Now, so this is the thing. If you want to really know what an ally look like, look at Nisaa Muhammad, especially as it relates to Destiny McCarter. Now, if you want to know, Audience, I'm just saying.
But honestly, that is like it's a perfect example because when it comes to Nisa and she's when it comes to me, she's talking me up, she's encouraging, she's defending me, and I mean that's what you want somebody who's on your side to do.
Absolutely.
Like you don't want to be around, you don't want to be look at somebody as an ally, but they're talking down on you and talking down to you. It won't stick up for you. Like that's the perfect example.
I love it. And that's the thing too, like people know what I love about that too, and you can really see that, say, in true friendships. When people know they can't come to you and talk about the other person. Like you already know, or even if you're around in the area, like y'all, certain conversations can't go on, they already know. So it's like, I can't say this because I know either she's going to tell her, or if I'm talking even about that person, it could be a she or he, but where you're like, okay. So that's my thing. And that's why you have to be mindful. And, life has shown me where if a person's even coming to you saying what somebody said, my thing is, why did they feel comfortable talking to you? And like, what did you say? That has been questions in the past where I've asked them, was like, okay, so what was it? And like, so what was your response? Because clearly, like, they should know not to come to you again. So it's like, to me, that's what an ally is. Even like when you're not present, what are you doing when I'm not there? And that's something that amongst the two, I mean, for real, between the two of you, that you can tell, like, it's like, okay, they don't play about each other, so you can't even talk to the one about the other and think it's gonna be good. Right. Like, they either gonna check you and the other person may never know, or you get checked and they gonna tell them, like, they need to stop messing with you. Like, I can see y'all doing that. Which that's how me and my sister friends, like, for real, like, it's like, that's not even something you're not even gonna talk about that person.
Yeah. Man, no, I, back home, my cousins, those are my babies. We had this thing where, like, one of them could come up to us, like, okay, I'm about to walk up to this girl and punch her. We'd be like, okay, here we go.
Oh, right, my. See, that's what I was hoping for when
we were being her allies in that moment.
But it's like, if it's for good reason.
No,
don't just go up slapping nobody and like, what did they do to you? Like, that's the question.
No, they always get a heads up. They always get that I'm slapping you when I see you. They know, okay? They know it's coming. You should have been seen.
Sometimes, I mean, if it's necessary, when it comes down to it, if you're not going to fight, I mean, what's the point, If you're not even going to try to swing, even if the swing don't connect.
Don't hit, right. Like you say, if you swing and it don't land, but you tried. It was tried.
Down.
Blue Chris said, I feel like somebody today. Sometimes you just feel that way,
Oh, boy.
Sometimes you do. But I do. I think Destiny had a perfect scenario, y'all. It wasn't real. How y'all thought it was real. No, it wasn't real.
Thank you.
But I think she had the perfect scenario. It is like, dang, like, do you see me here? Do you see me as your friend? Or am I at this moment just someone random? Yeah. I thought about, when I read the quote, I used to chill with this girl, a Caucasian girl. And she was she hung out with a lot of black folks. So she was about as around the way as they get. And I remember we were at a cheer competition and this girl like pushed past me, another little Caucasian girl. Pushed past me, bumped my arm, almost dropped my trophy. And my homegirl, at the time, we were so young, we had to be at least like 11. She grabbed that little girl. She said, "You don't see my friend standing here?" And she made the girl apologize. And when the girl was going to walk away, my friend looked at her and said, "I swear I can't stand you white people."
Oh, my.
But that was her.
That's great.
Like, she was around us so much, she just knew, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like there was never any question of what was right, what was wrong. Like, we would be watching something and she would go, "Where the black people at?" Like, she was that girl.
Oh, my.
That was an ally. Okay. That was an ally. She did not play. Shout out to her. She did not. I will never forget that. Like, worse than me. Yeah, she said I can't see, and the little girl just looked at her so confused, like, baby,
we're the same. Like, really? What?
It was so great.
That is so
was
funny.
I feel like white people forget that they're white once they be around a whole bunch of black people. They are like some of my favorite people because it's like you don't realize it, but you are still white, you black at heart. It's okay. It was like Gary Owens. Watching him so funny because I think sometimes he's like so embedded into black culture that I don't forget to where he started letting the N word slip, but he forgets a little bit in how he talks these days. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he definitely has like his family's mannerisms and things. It's hilarious.
It is.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. Oh my gosh. So let's get into these questions. Who wants to ask the first one?
Yeah.
Dum, dum, dum. All right. So Archbishop Desmond Tutu said, if you are in a neutral... Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. He said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. And so the question that comes with that is, what advice do you have for people out there who are on the fence about speaking out against injustice? Like, they know what it is right, but they have that fear. It could be family. It could be, it could be just anything. Internal struggle. It could be white guilt making you not want to speak up. Like, what do you have to say to those people?
Just do it, like Nike.
You must know they got some new sneakers she out here advertising.
No. I mean, I just feel like that just... Everything comes with there's a cost for everything. But at the end of the day, if you know something is wrong, there's no getting around it. And if you want to be considered an ally and not looked at as the oppressor, then you're going to have to just do it. You're going to have to, it takes courage to stand up for people in any capacity. It does. It takes guts. And so it's either you got it or you don't. And if you do, then just do it.
Yeah.
And I think too, like when we think about, like I read something that was saying that true allyship is about taking issues of racism or oppression that may not directly affect yourself as your cause and doing the work to dismantle it. So it's really, I feel like when you think about that, like, either you're going to do it or you're not. It's really like what Destiny just said in a way. Just do it. And it's really, to me, it would be even, that's any of us. Like, I don't desire to see other people just because they're not black. Like, see other people, it's like, oh, you deserve whatever. Injustice is an injustice to me. And whether it's, I don't feel like satisfaction to see someone hurt. That's not it. And it's like, even if they do something and they're found guilty and everything, it's not like something you're like, oh, punish them and I feel great about it. I don't. So I'm just like, injustice, period. As far as I'm concerned, I'm like, you speak out on it, and it doesn't have to directly affect you. Like, you should speak out on it and be willing to. And I know it can be, like, say you think about bullying in schools, it can be, it can be scary. I'm sure for someone to speak out or say something, depending on the group and all of that. But just think about, if you let it slide, it's a possibility it's going to continue to happen, and it continues to happen. And that's then the culture that you create.
Right. Yeah, I agree. All right. So we talked about those who are kind of on the fence. What advice or words do you have for the people who are already allies? Like, tried and true, proven.
I would say continue and really help to educate those who don't know about it yet. Like help them to know more about it. Because if you're tried and true, then each one teach one. In whatever way you can, as you continue to do and speak up, then people will. Those who are willing, they're going to learn from you, so that they can then teach someone else.
Yeah.
With Miss Humphrey, continue doing the work and then educate your friends and your family and get them to join you. I mean, as many as you can get to be on your side, do that.
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
This is true.
Yeah, I love that. What advice do I have for people who are already allies? I guess, yeah, like you both said, I think that's what I have for it. It's keep going, keep growing, keep educating yourself, because things are changing like constant as far as like the rules, the laws, the demands that people are demanding. So it's like stay up to date on what's what, and pass it down. I'll add pass it down. So teach it to your children, to your children's children, to your family members. Really pass that down. Like treat it like generational wealth, because it's spiritual wealth. So pass it down. That's what I got.
Like people would pass down, like in the school.
You said what? What'd you say?
Take one pass down like we in school.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I like
But it's what say, Nisha?
No, you go.
I heard you were about to say something.
Yo, you were about to say something. Look.
No. Go ahead, Des.
I was just gonna say I think it's time for us to do some letting go of all the heaviness. Because it's been heavy.
You have a song for us, Destiny? Can you sing something to lighten the mood before we continue?
Yeah. Come on.
Thank you for being a friend. I don't know the rest of the words. That's all I know.
Double, running back again. You're a friend and a confidence.
Look.
Have y'all never seen him?
The video of the dude who made it gospel. Oh.
Have you seen that with Humphrey?
No.
I'm sending it to you right now. That man is, oh my God. It's the only way I listen to the song. I won't listen to it any other type of way. It's the song that God is. Yeah. And that's the only way I hear it.
It's like it's great. We can make anything churchy, to be honest.
You know what? And I saw we are creatives for real.
Yeah. I've seen the videos of we some head busters for the Lord. I'm like, yo.
Oh my! Wait a minute.
Okay, just think it.
Love black creatives.
Nice and light. What you got for us, Queen?
Well, it's 20 seconds or less.
Oh.
Need I say more?
Not at all.
We know you're committed. You're committed.
Committed, dedicated. Yeah.
Okay. What you got for us, Shirley Low? Time my own.
I feel like since we were talking about being an ally today, that we should come up with some songs that have the word friend in it.
Okay.
We doing this collectively?
Everybody?
We just say it?
I feel like we should do this one collectively, because just for the sake of the fact that it's gonna be hard to come up with 6 different songs. Well, not 6, but 9 different songs with the word friend.
I'm gonna start it off. Friends.
Are you ready?
How many of us have them? Friends. The ones you can depend on. Let's be friends. How many of us have them? Go ahead. Next.
Mine is, you got a friend in me. Oh, you got a friend in me. Life can get you down. Turn the frown around, 'cause you got a friend in me.
Ooh.
I love it. So, like, a question about our word. Could we make it like an add-on? Can it be friendship, or does it have to be friend?
You know what? Are you looking up the song?
I'm looking up the lyrics because I can't remember the lyrics.
You know what? Say the name of the song. Okay.
It was from but it's got to be in the title, don't it?
You know,
Okay.
see, it could be in the song.
I like Count on Me by Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Count on me to be given a friendship that will shine. I didn't sing it. Okay, thank you.
TLC, what about your friends?
Hey.
Know how to do the dance right. Let you down again.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all know me.
Friends.
Tell me again that we'll be lovers and friends. And then here come Usher. That important, y'all. Okay. So yes, songs. Yes.
So we did it. We got what, 5?
You got about 5.
5 or 6, see?
Make a good team.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. We do. Good. Well, we have made it to the end of our episode, ladies, excuse me, but I want to to have you all describe one word that will tell us how you're feeling right now. We're going to start with you, Nisaa.
I would say now I am relaxed. Yeah, relaxed. Tensions were kind of like, but I am relaxed, breathing a little easier. Yeah. Miss Destiny.
Still grateful. Y'all, it's just, my mom was in a car accident yesterday, and it was like the scariest thing for me, because I was on the phone with her when it happened, and being able to just see her face and be able to hug her and everything, I think I'm gonna just be grateful until, the next, no, not the next, but just grateful every day, because it's so, like, you can be talking to somebody one second and then they're gone the next, and it's like, that just, yeah. It was a real scare, but I'm grateful that she's okay, grateful I get to see her and talk to her all the day.
Good. So how is she?
She's good. She's resting and, yelling and,
She said yelling. She said yelling. See, that lets you know that's the love.
Yeah. And I mean, I think if had it been like a couple of days ago, I would have been like, oh, Mom, you don't have to be out here fussing about no towels. But today I'm like, oh, Mom, you're fussing about towels.
No.
I like that.
Yes. It definitely makes you more grateful. So absolutely. I feel enlightened. I do. Just about everything. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, to the audience, we're just so very grateful for you all, joining us each week, and we're just grateful. We'll take Destiny's word there and say we're grateful to each of you. So we appreciate you, and we just look forward to seeing you all next week, and we'll talk to you soon. Keep shining.
Throw your hands in the air, wave 'em like you don't care.